and welcome to Kids Talk. Today we are here with a panel of childhood development experts, and my name is Casey Girano.
I'm Isabel Cole.
Ashleigh Brown.
And William Brainard.
And we are discussing the very important topic of how children, birth to 8 years old, learn to write. All right, let's get to it. Birth to 8 years, I'm sure people at home are scratching their heads going, why does my infant need to learn how to write? Can you clarify that for us, Ashleigh?
So learning starts with an understanding that specific symbols can come together to form a form of communication. The understanding of these symbols comes a little bit later, but the process starts early on.
How is that?
During the first few months of life, children are already developing the skills in order to hold a writing utensil.
And how do they learn to develop those skills?
As early as 10 to 12 months, children are already making marks on paper and copying what they see adults do. They don't understand yet, but they are developing the fine motor skills that they need. This will greatly benefit them in their pre-kindergarten years. So now we're going to go to Will, who has more information on the topic. Will?
Exactly. So between the ages of 16 and 20 months, children begin scribbling. With them scribbling, they're trying to leave a mark on the world, and they're trying to show to others that they're trying to communicate something to them.
So you're telling us that a child, even as young as 2, wants to leave their mark.
Exactly. So with these marks, they're trying to communicate to us. They're trying to show to us that these marks mean something to them. For us, they may not resemble a single thing at all, but it is a communication, and most of the time that's seen through drawing.
Wow, that's interesting. So children are already communicating with us through drawing pictures and scribbling. So after scribbling, what can we expect?
After scribbling, children will begin to understand lines, dots, and even marks, and that they represent words. With that, they begin to seek names of various things, and then they start seeking out how to put that together with words. So they'll start picking out, if it's a cat, they're going to start finding that C-A-T spells cat.
So that's why children are asking what's that when they're learning something new. So once they begin to learn the names and meanings of the marks, how do they put them together to form words?
So at that point, children start using something called invented spelling. So a lot of the times when they hear or see an animal or a specific object, they'll kind of come up with their own spelling of it. So if they see if they hear someone say C, they're literally going to write the letter C. Or if they see cat, they're going to try to probably spell it as best as they can, where it may be C-A-T-T or C-A-T-T-T.
So how would you suggest a parent or teacher help a child with invented spelling, guide them to proper spelling?
The first thing as a parent is you want to continue to encourage them to write. With that, you want to be able to begin directing them with proper spelling. So if they begin to write C for the word see, you can start showing them that C is spelled S-E-E and help kind of set an example for them what proper spelling is.
Gotcha.
So now we're going to go ahead and go over to Bella. And Bella, do you think that there's a proper way or a way that children begin to learn to write in the older ages?
Yes, I feel like when children get older, they concentrate more on their writing. Between the ages of 4 and 8, they are very highly developed.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Do you think as kids get older that it's harder for them to learn how to write?
No, not at all. During this age, they know their dislikes and their likes, and they love to learn different new things, different varieties, their purpose of learning. It's a totally different ballgame.
Wow, that's a great way to break it down. Are there some strategies you use to help older children learn how to write?
I feel like one strategy is repetition. Repeating everything over and over that to get them down pat actually helps kids, believe it or not. And definitely another way is technology. A lot of kids nowadays have tablets. I know you've seen it, all the new technology in the classrooms to be used as another strategy.
Great idea. Do you think as children get older that it helps build their self-confidence when they do know how to write?
It does, and it actually helps their communication and extends their learning. Casey, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes, I'd like to talk about orthographic knowledge.
What is orthographic knowledge?
So orthographic knowledge is when children actually understand what they're writing. They're going to draw on the environment that's around them, so it's really important to have a print-rich environment, and they're going to use their alphabet as a precursor. And then there's actually 4 levels of learning that go on here. It's the drawing and scribbling phase, letters and letter-like forms, salient and beginning sounds, and then beginning and ending sounds.
So what happens in the drawing and the scribbling phase?
So in this phase, children believe that their drawing and their writing is one and the same.
What can teachers do to help them see the difference between the two?
A good activity for them to do would be have the teacher look at the book with the child and have them point to the picture, call it a drawing, and then point to the words beneath it and explain that those are the words, so that they can really see the difference.
Okay, let's move on to letters after letters and forms. What are some activities that can enhance the area of development?
A great activity for this would be for teachers to have children write lists of words that start with the same letter.
What are going on during this phase?
So in this stage, children, they don't really know exactly where the beginning and the ends of words are, but they're still gaining a better understanding of the alphabetic principle.
What can be done to enhance the writing and development at this point?
So what can be done here is the children can actually dictate the stories and then have the teacher write it down on a large board or on an easel, and that'll aid them with learning proper capitalization and punctuation.
The beginning and ending sounds level is the final one, correct?
At this phase, reading and writing almost mirror each other, and a good activity to help them at this point would be to have, let's say, the beginning letter here, maybe it's a B, and then the end, T, and then have them fill in whatever that space is in between. So say it's an A, and they can repeat that with different letters that are, or words that are similar. So they could do bat, cat, rat.
So what I would suggest that supports a learning environment for writing is that they have writing utensils, there's books, there's paper, there's an availability for children to be able to write. Another thing, especially in this century, is technology, that we offer tablets and computers that support their writing development and fine motor skills.
Will, that's a great point. As a family member is hands-on with their child, it creates meaningful experiences.
I couldn't agree more. This strategy definitely helps kids and it guides them to the right path of learning and writing.
So what's important here is the child's relationship with responsive adults, and that allows children to learn from someone they trust at home. Thank you guys so much for being here. That's it for Kids Talk. We'll see you next time.